Today I'll be covering a popular game franchise known as Yakuza that has climbed its way into the mainstream media, especially over the pandemic due to memes, actions, diverse cast, and silliness. As I will be focusing on one of the main leads and most popular characters in the franchise, Goro Majima. To express my main message, live freely to your true self with power. Very chaotic, emotional, bipolar, sadistic, and unfiltered, loose cannon Majima. But he wasn't always like this. He used to be charismatic, well-spoken businessman and club manager until it was revealed he never wanted to live like this, being chained like a dog on a leash for being in deep trouble with the Yakuza organization. Which, for those that doesn't know what Yakuza mean, it's basically Japanese slang for gang, and can also mean good for nothing. And with his design shift from Goro Majima becoming the Mad Dog of Shimano, there are two different beings in the same shell, except one isn't real and the other one is a fake. Feels like that's enough talk about the game. It's time to dive into the life of Goro Majima. How the very odd and strange man went from this to this.
I'm about to come. What a fucking pussy.
Quick little side note, so this video was originally for a gay lesbian literature project, but yeah, I followed the video so much I thought I should post it to the YouTube. So if you hear me talk about that shit, well you know why. But yeah, back to the video. The root of Majima's insanity led up to dissociation disorder from all of his suffering, aka the Mad Dog persona. It was only right to disconnect himself from his past and live a life where he felt alive, present, and even if it meant numbing the pain, which correlates perfectly to his tattoos. One of the tattoos being the snake that represents the rebirth and becoming anew into the true self, just like a snake shedding with his new skin. As in Majima's scenario is rejecting society and declaring their rights of the Yakuza game to follow his own orders. The second tattoo, the Haya mask, the release of emotion by beating the hell out of everyone, evolved that held in him to a puppy and following orders, which is through his rage. A major hint of Majima change was his actions being a step into the worst when he tries to do the best for others, getting close to someone and changing his life for the better. This can be an example of his wife aborting his child without telling him, and even divorcing her so she can be successful in her singing career. So once she makes it big, his Yakuza ties won't impact her image, or the activities she's involved in wouldn't put her life in danger. But this decision to live a new life didn't happen overnight or thought out of thin air for no reason. It was actually inspired by three men that he looked up to, a close relationship, and promised to go beyond them while flipping the switch into the depths of craziness after seeing them die over his own kindness. One of the men that inspired Majima was Nishitani to do whatever he pleases and living for a thrill. The second man being Wenha Lee to protect others at any cost through his strength. And the last person being Sagawa, inspiring him to be determined in means of business and mental power, as Majima even referred to him as damn near immortal for his dedication to bringing great results mentally and financially. All three of them are a core part of letting loose and promise to have more fun and live crazier than any of them. But what's a bit ironic to Majima being inspired by Sagawa being the man himself who held Majima through mental and physical torture and also keeping him under watch 24/7 was mostly due to seeing him first-handedly taking control of his finances, business, and even keeping Majima under control, knowing that he can never actually be Majima in a brawl, but can always have the upper hand on him in terms of anything else he would ever do in life. Which is why towards the end of Zero, he decided to let him go after seeing the progress in Majima did by not following his orders and how much he has done to go against the Yakuza organization. Quick edit while looking over this, Sagawa is also the person giving Majima the name the Mad Dog after letting loose and deciding that he was going to do whatever he wants. Majima's bound with Makoto was the last straw to keeping him sane before letting everything go, which he was originally supposed to kill to pay off his debts and to be freed from the supervision of the former Yakuza gang he was affiliated with. But later on towards the end of the game, it was revealed that Makoto was the wrong target, but was still ordered to kill her. Yet he refuses after building a genuine relationship due to Makoto actually caring and making Majima feel comfortable becoming his true self instead of always putting up this fake facade. And doesn't help when confronting his superiors about wanting to be let go from this crazy scenario, only led to Makoto being shot and nearly killed, as Majima himself almost died in the process just to escape. After this, Majima realized he had to put his feelings to the side, knowing it wouldn't work with the Yakuza ties he has while assuring her safety due to Makoto being blind. After a few years go by, shows Majima reuniting with Makoto and decides to keep his identity hidden, but was happy to spend time with her that releases a lot of pain he kept within himself. Just like with queer people, it can be harsh to be your true self, whether if it's in public, friends, and family. That can impact your mental state of happiness and safety. For Majima, taking on a fake persona did keep him safe and allow him to see another day while supervised by a deadly gang organization. But it only left him depressed and hollow inside. The constant lifestyle being someone you want took a massive toll on him mentally, with no one there being able to support Majima. The same can be said for queer people having a tough time denying themselves by presenting and living a false image, instead of who they truly are, due to judgment and threats from others. Once Majima decides to call it quits being a good dog to his masters, it could be the journey of him coming out to embrace his true authentic self. During this journey, he's primarily motivated by his love for Makoto, due to her making Majima feel comfortable and more open with his emotions and always embraced for who he actually was. He also came across people that genuinely love him, protection, rekindle his purpose for living, what it means to live free by your own means, and inspired.
だけどな、俺の周りにはバカに生きて、バカに死んでった男たちがおった。そいつらのくだらん生き方が、俺は男の最高の生き様やと気がついたよ。
This could be a parallel to queer people becoming more comfortable with themselves by finding individuals and communities that have a similar experience after being rejected by those who are against it. Getting to the meat and potatoes of the subject is a fan favorite aspect of Majima being a hostess club worker known as Gorami. It's a fun side quest within Yakuza Kowabi 1. As for now on, I'll refer Majima to Gorami. Summary of this quest is Gorami flirting with Kiryu, trolling him, and sharing her respect of her love, such as wanting a man who's strong to fight out their problems, which I guess is intended in a literal sense. At times, Gorami mentions heading out with Kiryu after her shift, calling him out for being an asshole for not wanting to take things forward. Moments after being called a man, Gorami decides to take Kiryu outside to brawl and flirt with him some more, as well as saying that the outfit was just designed for him. A key detail that is cute and consistent with both characters is Kiryu taking Gorami seriously and doesn't antagonize Majima for roleplaying as a woman, with more down-to-earth conversations that doesn't really occur in the main storyline as much, at least within Kowabi 1. This can relate to class going over themes and concepts of society, rejecting those who doesn't follow normal standards, as well as how you're supposed to act. More so in this case, Majima's nature does not meet societal standards, such as being a gang member who wants to live a chaotic, flamboyant lifestyle but fails to do so after being chained down to a club manager and acting like he is calm, generous, just to make ends meet. What makes it matter is seeing the mental destruction of this fraudulent life cause the loss of close ones, including himself, in the process of leaving it all out to cause physical destruction.
ちまちま増えてきよって、そんなんで俺は止まらへんぞこいつやべえぞ、いかれちまってる。いい加減にしとけよこのガキ。お前ら下っ端の首は数に入らんね。さっさとどかんかい、ボケが。
The man that represents the madness and darkness of his suppressed emotions that Majima himself isn't even aware of. An entirely different person that later on becomes noticeable in Goro Majima versus the Mad Dog, two people that keeps him grounded and close.
なんや、バカにしとんのか。いや、ちゃう。ただな、 昔のお前は俺にとってもっともっと強かったような気がするんや。だいたいその眼帯は何や。そんなもんしとるから。これは関係ないわ。もうこの目とも25年の付き合いやからな。
Hence the shift into the Mad Dog being a new beginning of himself to live free without worrying about the judgments of others or faking it not to be punished. Or Majima being physically, mentally abused by being in bad circumstances to live out a life for years that needed a change into a new life to become the real Majima. Actions of the Mad Dog persona involve stalking, which is primarily related to Kiryu, sadistic acts, changing identities to creep on Kiryu, kidnapping a child just for a fight, explosions, I'm talking about mass destructive explosions, letting himself be captured nearly to die for his loved ones. He even decided to bait Kiryu after being in jail for 10 years by setting up a fake celebration party as a stripper and offering Kiryu to touch him anywhere he desires. It was easier to explain it in a video format because of the amount of material and context needed for my subject, along with the character it is based on, because Majima has a lot of lore and it doesn't feel like I've already presented it in a PowerPoint. While scrapping for ideas felt easier to do Yakuza as I have better knowledge and ideas to create a better discussion. Now with all that said, do you live to your greatest desires like Majima?
Yo! Kiryu-chan!
So yeah, just like a quick little thank you, I guess. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this as others did at school, as I'm glad. It originally got 100, as this is like a final cut. The original version was like fucking 10 minutes. Finally, fuck it, I'm gonna put the rest in. So yeah, that's the video. I'm pretty glad how this turned out, and I hope this ain't the only video I'm making no more, and I make more videos in the future. But yeah, thank you, and enjoy your day.